Hello everyone and welcome to the shop. I'm Kevin. I'm here in my blacksmith shop, and today we're going to be making some shelf brackets. As you can tell, back there looks kind of not blacksmithy. Got random stuff, so I want to put a shelf up there because some of the random items, like my fire basket thing and stuff like that, I kind of want to have it on a shelf so I can show it off and stuff. But I'm not making just brackets. I'm also going to make them with little tiny hooks on the bottom. Probably I'm going for a double hook on the bottom of each one. And the reason for that is because some of the stuff I know I'm going to need hooks to hang up. So I figured two birds, one stone kind of thing. So I got 3 pieces of flat bar. It's 1 inch by 1/4 inch. And I've already laid out some markings. So down here, I put 2 inches, split in the middle, and that is going to be where the hooks are going to start. I got 1, 2 spots for holes to mount on the wall. This line here is going to be where I bend it. This is going to be another hole to mount on like the shelf onto the bracket. So I'm gonna first do my layouts cold for all this, so when it's hot I'll know where everything is. So we'll get my safety glasses on. I'm gonna start down here. I'm using my chisel. I'm going across the line. And the reason why I'm doing all this layout when it's cold is because, well, A, it's easier. I don't lose my Sharpie. But then I can have all 3 brackets laid out, ready to forge, so I don't have to guess while everything is hot. I'm also going right across where I'm going to fold it with my cold chisel. Whoop. I'll probably throw one on the ground. Why not? I guess it's not really drop forge if it's not hot yet. So that's that for cold chisel. I'll leave that out because I will need it to split the material for the hooks. Now I'm just going to go in and put a center mark on every place where I want a hole. So this is going to be a relatively quick project. I also plan on doing a little decorative end on the side that's going to stick out from the bracket. This is actually a little bit longer than my piece of wood. And that's because I kind of want to do a little fancy fishtail curl on the end. And I'll definitely explain that a little bit more when we get to it. So I got it all laid out. All chisel marked, center punch. We're going to start doing the split first. I wish I could get all 3 of these in my forge at once, but unfortunately, oh, maybe. Okay, I might be able to get all 3 in. It's a tight fit, but I think I can make it work. I am going to be cranking up the forge slightly, going around 8 PSIs right now. And while I wait for those to heat up, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup around my anvil. I didn't get a chance to do it on Friday. I'm also grabbing a scrap piece of steel. So when I do my splitting, I can put that underneath and not worry about hitting my anvil. My anvil already has enough hits on it. It is got a little soft over the years. You'd be soft too if you were over 100 years old. Well, it's maintenance, as in it's making the shop look better. Isn't that maintenance? Shop improvements could fall under maintenance, right? No? Well, in all honesty, right at this point in time, my maintenance stuff is like plasma cutting stuff, like making new slats for the plasma cutter. The ones I got are over a year old now, and they're pretty beat up. I didn't make them thick enough. I only use 16 gauge on them. So the next one is actually pumping up to 1/8 inch. So the difference between 16 and 1/8 inch in millimeters is 16 gauge is around 1.3 millimeters, where 1/8 inch is like 3 millimeters. So they should last a little bit longer. I would love to be able to splurge for stainless ones, but you know, actually I don't know how stainless would do, because I'm using a downdraft as opposed to a water table. So I don't think a stainless will actually help in this situation. I know a lot of guys will run stainless slats with their water because, well, it's water. I got my chisel. Okay. I don't have a super good heat on this yet. I probably should have grabbed the glove. And of course, my anvil face is not completely flat, so it is a little bit. I'm probably going to bow this piece a little bit while I do this. Now, in the past, I have done this splitting of materials with my hot cut, but I'm kind of started getting away from that. Yes, I do cut my slats on the machine they're going to be used for. It's a little bit tricky, and it kind of somewhat wastes steel, because when I cut them, I have to cut them on the diagonal so they're long enough to go across the width. The length I don't care about too much, because the length going from the front and back of the plasma cutter, I have a spot where I can make it in like 2 pieces and like join them together in the middle. Where going across, I really don't have that, because the side pieces run across the table that the plasma cutter is currently on, or the CNC machine is currently on. I do plan on making a table a little bit better for my CNC machine. Right now I went with quick, dirty, and cheap, and I bought just like a workbench similar to the one that's back there. The reason why I actually have 2 is because I was originally planning on putting both together and having that as my table, which would have worked out great if my floor was leveled enough that I could actually get them to work. But because my floor is so off, I couldn't actually get them to mate up correctly, because in all honesty, they're thin steel as it is. So like they want a bow and all that anyways. They're not bad on a flat surface, but it was just way too much off. So I would like to make one a little bit more heavy duty, and a little bit more set up better for the plasma cutter. All in good time. It's one of those things where right now it's kind of working enough for what I need it for, that it's really hard to justify spending the time fixing it, or I should say improving it. Especially when I have other things that I think are a higher priority that I should get done. One thing I really need to do soon is make a stand or a better racking system for my dies on my press. Because right now, I know in this shot you can't see it, so I'll change my angles. So you can kind of see in this shot how bad my press is with the dies on top of it. Like, these are all dies here. There's dies on the floor. You know, that's a higher priority on the list. I'm just trying to figure out what steel I want to do that in, and we'll be getting that done relatively quick. Also, that's going to be a lot of more metal fabrication, welding and stuff. So I kind of want to get a little bit more blacksmithing related stuff on this before I go into doing live streams of welding. Also, and that's another thing, is how I videotape. Or videotape, wow, that's how old I am. How I record videos. I want to figure out how to mount one of my cameras, or a camera, in a welding helmet. Because right now, all my videos that I've done welding in, a lot of has a lot of post-production to make it so it doesn't blind you, which just doesn't happen with a live stream. So I kind of want to figure that out, either mounting the camera in one of my old welding helmets, or buying a lens for one of the cameras. And I kind of want it to have auto darkening, so you can actually see what I'm doing before I weld, as well as when I weld. And also, because I'll be stick welding it, because I don't have anything other than a stick welder that's up and running right now, I kind of don't want to do it until I can open up the shop fully. Just because you shouldn't be breathing in that smoke. So I'm getting really close of getting all the way through these. So I'm going to put my scrap steel down. Sorry, the noise is going to be a little bit weird because I'm going to be hitting stuff on top of steel, a sheet steel, which will be vibrating on top of my anvil. Well, miss hit. That's what happens when you look at your chisel end, like where you're punching, as opposed to where you're hitting. tend to miss the head of the tool. And yeah, it does sting a little bit. So that one's already split nicely. So after I get all these three split, I am going to taper these ends quickly. I'm not going with a crazy, ridiculous taper. Just a little bit cleaner. Well, it's number 2, so I get the last one split, and then I'll start, like I said, I'll start opening this up, taper out where the hooks are going to be. I'm not going to bend them into hook shape yet, because how my forge is, I know if I start bending them as a hook, I won't get it in. And I kind of want to do as much on this side of the steel as possible before I start flipping to the other side and do the fancy curl on the end of the other side. That's nice, right through. Whoa. Just put that aside. I'm done with my chisel now, so that's going to go away. Which one was I working on? Okay. So I'm just going to bend one of these pieces down, get it out of the way, so I can get at the other one to taper. I'm probably going to leave this more of a square than anything. Probably going to switch up hammers just to move the steel a little faster. And I know this is not going to go in the forge how it is. Not with all the rest of that steel in. So I'll just bang it back down so I can get it in the forge. If I was only working one piece at a time right now, I wouldn't have that problem. But because I got all three, there's very little room. And actually, depending on how this goes, I might actually have to only work one or two at a time, because it already is cramped in that forge. So I'm just drawing these out so I can have a half decent hook on it. boy, it's got pretty warm with all that hammering. Nice today, I took my mic off before doing that. Okay, let's get back into it. We do with length. Almost there. Right now I'm just trying to match this side up with the one that I first did as best as I can. This is just eyeballing it. If this was a customer's piece, I probably would take a little bit more time to really size it up and get the calipers out or the dividers and make sure that I was getting those to the right length, especially across all three pieces. This is for me, so I'm not going to worry about it. As long as it looks pretty good, I'll be happy. I'm actually glad I put a glove on because the steel is already starting to get pretty warm back here. A little bit more length out of that, I hope. I think that is going to be good. This one's going to look a little off because one did get a little smushed with the other. But that's okay. I am going to turn the heat down a little bit on the forge. Now that it's got up to temp, I really don't need that high of temperature. Ah, damn it. Bent the wrong one over. That's the third one. So now that that's done, I'm gonna start punching the holes. So I got 2 holes to punch this side of the steel. And I'm basically judging what side is what based on where my final bend's gonna be. So right now I'm just gonna see if I can find my center punch. Ah, there it is. I'm just gonna mark it out, double check. Now, of course, if you don't feel comfortable punching holes, you can most certainly just do this by drilling holes. Why not? But I would like to practice my blacksmithy techniques, so I will be punching holes. If I can find my center mark. I should have done these center punch holes or center punch divots a little bit deeper. They're not showing up as much as I would like, but that's okay as long as we're close. This one's really hard to see. Oh, there it is. So unfortunately, because these have been hard to see, I've lost a lot of heat in the steel before I can actually start punching. Yep. So next heat on that one can go right through. Yep, that's got it. Whoop. That's that hole. Whoop, saw the punch fly out of that one. Or I should say the plug, sorry. Oh, no. Plug didn't pump out. Oh, I thought I saw it. I honestly thought I saw a plug pump out. Woo. That's got it now. Well, it must have been some scale popping off last time. That's that hole. Now, I already know how much I stick this into the forge. I will need to grab some tongs now. And my box tongs should fit this. I'm pretty sure that files I made them to was roughly an inch. Roughly an inch. I probably should have checked that, but oh well. If not, I got pickup tongs. Yeah. Time are we sitting at? Okay, okay. We're not bad, we're not bad. We're all good. Wait, that was the piece I just put in. Okay. Where's my mark? Oh, there's my mark. Okay, this is not heated up enough. It would be enough to get my hole started, but I won't be able to do much punching. Won't be able to do much punch. I didn't get enough heat up there. This one's a little better. Probably should have been quenching that punch. That's almost there. That'll be going through the next time. I'm gonna straighten that though. There you go. Now if I wanted to add a little bit more definition or fanciness to these brackets, I probably would have split the hole with like a split punch instead of doing a round hole and then drift it round, which would have flared out the material around that hole. That is my center punch, right? Yeah. The next heat, that can get punched out. I'm getting a little lost in my forge of which piece I've worked on, so obviously I know which one was last. It's still on the tongs, but This hole I'm going to actually go right now and finish it off, I think. Oh yeah, that got it out. So now that everything on that side of the bar is done, I am going to form the hook on the next heat for that guy. Whoop. Always have your stuff prepped before you pull stuff out of the forge. Losing precious heat. Luckily, I'm just back punching this now, so it's not critical that I had all that heat. I think that's got it. Yep. Oh yeah. What you saw me do there was I actually put my hammer on top of the steel where I think the hole needs to be. That's just so I can pull that heat out. Which side is what? I actually think I got enough heat left with this one, but I might actually try doing the hook. Maybe. So one's got really out of shape. I'm gonna try and pull that back in. I might go on a vise and do that. Okay, I mucked around too much with that. I was hoping that I could spread it. Oh well. I'm just going to move one out of the way for now and kind of kink the other one down. Come back, kink the other one down. And I got a little bit more heat than I really would like up the bar. So it is making bending stuff a little bit more tricky. Okay, and I think I just have to curl these up. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go on the other side of the anvil to do the other side. There you go. So that's going to be the bottom of my bracket. Yeah. And as I'm sitting here, now I'm wondering what tongs I'm going to use to pick that up. Oh, okay, the box tongs kind of pick it up. That should be okay. So on the other side, I got one hole to punch. That hole is going to be the one that goes into the wood. So I'm going to do that first. Get one of these guys out of the way. Bend the other one down. Bend the first one back down. Kind of like that. Straighten up everything. go over to the horn, curl it up. Curl it up. Kind of have a ram's head thing going on. Okay. Well, spend some time straightening up this bracket. See how the hooks look. Yeah, okay. Whoop. Yeah, that looks good. I'm only quenching this end where my horns are. Is I don't want to accidentally hit the horns somehow and bend them out of shape. And again, I'm not really checking across all three how this is going to look. So it might be a little off from each other. They might be a little off. Now I am going to be punching a hole first, solely because I already would have heat going up that bar, close to where that hole is going to be punched. So it would be quicker to heat up than, say, doing the very end. Not that that's really going to probably be a problem, seeing I got 3 in the forge. Did I just bend this one backwards? I think I might have. Where is my center mark? Okay. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. I think it's time to buy new safety glasses or something, because that was a little bit way too hard to see. I'm just laughing because the amount of shifting around I have to do with all 3 of these irons now that I put hooks on them is kind of ridiculous. Okay, where's my center punch? There it is. Yeah, I don't like that idea. I was thinking of throwing that one on the other side of the forge, because I do have 2 holes in the forge. But then I realized they're going to hit in the middle anyway, so it's not going to make much of a difference. Thought I saw it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely should have made deeper imprints with my center punch. There's that hole. Just for ease, I'm going to put that aside for now until I get the last 2 punched. Probably just grabbed the wrong one out of the forge, but it's hot enough. There's that one done. I'm going to quench that punch and straighten it up if I need to. This is a store-bought punch, so I have no idea what steel it's made out of. So it's not as holding up to being whacked as much as I would have liked it to be. Like the ones I make, like the smaller one I made, will hold up a lot better than this guy. And that's just due to the steel they use. But it's still functional, so. I got a little tag there. We get a clean punch. So what we're gonna do on that, I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers. I'm just gonna grab that little tag and see if I can work that out. There you go. No one will know. Okay, so now we're going to do a fancy little end on here. I know it as a fishtail. We're going to be using our cross peen for it. Fishtail? Yeah, I think it's fishtail. Yeah. That's a very simple, little simple decoration. So, while I'm just giving that a little bit of heat, I'll clean up a little bit. And where are we at time? Oh, beautiful. Sorry, I'm looking at the time a lot. I have a hard stop today. Okay, which one can I grab? This one. So I'm just going to come with the cross peed. I'm just going to spread this out, starting in the middle, and then working it out. Trying not to whack my anvil. Trying not to whack my anvil. I'm going to just take my flat side of my hammer and just clench that up a little bit. I'm not going to get all the hammer marks out, nor do I want to. But just a little bit cleaner. So that's one. I'm going to do it on all three. Again, start in the middle, work our way out. You don't notice me moving my steel more than moving where I'm hitting with my hammer. I find that is easiest for me. There you go. It's the last one, we have the fishtail. And this is actually a decoration I don't do often enough, to be honest. I think I've only done it actually maybe twice for a customer's product, like a customer custom order. So I am going to do a little bit of curl on this, just to give it a little bit more dimension when it's coming off the shelf. Because this will stick out, like the board's going to be here. See if I can do it. The board's going to be up here on top of this. So that will be like the little decoration underneath it. And all while doing this, I'm making sure that I'm bending everything the right way and not backwards, because I do not want to come back, straighten out something, because I found out I bent it the wrong way. Again, I'm not, like when I do scrolls and all that, like any other scroll, I'm not really just wailing away on this. I'm doing more glance and blows than anything. And funny enough, your camera is going to pick up that color a lot brighter than what it really is color-wise. That's one of the misleading things with a lot of cameras when you watch it. If the Blacksmith doesn't have everything perfectly dialed in color-wise and and all that, the steel would tend to look a little bit warmer than what it actually really is. So now for a final crucial part and how to make this a bracket, and that's making the 90-degree bend. But with me not being the guy I am, I'm not going to just do a simple 90-degree bend. I'm going to get out my, is this the right one? Yes, it is. My cross peen hammer that I use as a top fuller. Now, don't just grab any hammer and think you can use it as a top tool. This hammer, when I bought it, was never hardened right. It is soft as annealed steel. So I have no problem whacking this with a hardened hammer. I'm not worried about chipping it or anything like that. This was not hardened by the manufacturer. I tested it. I've redressed it multiple times. So don't just grab a regular hammer and do what I'm doing. I know it's very deceiving because it still has a fiberglass handle, but I promise you, this is not a hardened hammer. So what I'm gonna do, and I know someone out there, if they watch this, they're gonna go on about how this is the wrong way to make a bracket, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna lose so much strength. Well, you might. But I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna do a fuller right where I wanna bend this. It looks a little bit prettier. It just looks a little, oh, sorry. It just looks a little pretty. Come on, get the color right. I tell you, that looks a little prettier. Also, it doesn't help, I'm looking on a little tiny laptop screen. So basically all I did was that chisel mark I put way in the beginning. I'm just going right across with the fuller and making it a little indent into it. I'm not going crazy with this either. Now, will this weaken the joint and all that stuff? Well, I've done this particular style of bracket for a while. And yeah, I'm not putting 200 pounds of weight on these brackets. And if I do, and I find these brackets do start sagging, that'll give me a great excuse to do forge chain or S-hooks or something like that to support the brackets in the front. So for all you haters out there, I don't care. You do your brackets, that's fine. Sorry. Oh, and also with anyone that's like, oh, well, you should be putting support brackets, you know, supports in between here, it'll be stronger and all that. You're right, it would be stronger. But if I don't need it, and I don't see any purpose of adding that element of design to it, then why would I add it? So this is going to be a little bit weird to bend because depending on how your stand is, you might not be able to bend the whole bracket all at once. Now don't be ashamed to do what I'm doing and going over your vise and finishing off this corner. Don't be ashamed of that. If you need to use your vise and not your anvil, go straight ahead. So if you're up for a challenge, feel free to muck around with your vise. I mean, with your anvil. That's pretty well one done. So that's how it's going to hang. This is going to be where the wall is. Shelf on the front. So you're going to have nice 2 hooks at the bottom. So let's get the other 2 like that. I am going to leave this in a place that I'm not going to A, step on, but B, I can easily check the next 2 to make sure I'm close. I'm not worried about getting 100% perfect. With this being 1/4-inch steel, I will be able to bend it slightly at no temperature, like at cold. So I'm not going to concentrate too much on mucking around with getting it 100% perfect right now. And yeah, on this one, I just went right to the vise. I'm going to do whatever straightening I need at the anvil. Unless I got twisted, which I did. I'll just quickly fix that up in the vise. Now I'm not doing any square corner here or anything like that. I'm letting the fuller be the decorative element here. In that corner. Obviously squaring up that corner where you're upsetting it, bring it back to square, upsetting it and all that would definitely be a stronger joint than this fuller joint. So we get that last bracket made up. So this one I haven't done the fuller yet. And I'm hoping I can see my mark. Oh, there it is. Again, this is not a hardened hammer. This is the top tool, the top fuller. For anyone that is just catching on right now and is like, no, you're hitting a hammer. It's a top tool. It never was hardened. Came from the manufacturer like that. This is where a coal forge would be better because I could, or an induction forge, because then I could actually isolate this heat right where I want to bend. And it would be so much easier. You know, oxyacetylene torch would be good too. But as you can guess, I don't have one. We got a little twist going on here, so we'll get that, which piece is twisted? Actually, doesn't look, no. Got a little twist here, get that straightened out. There we go. That's a lot better. We got a little bit of a wobble at the top, so we'll straighten that up. And that is my 3 brackets done. I would love to hold them up, other than with the tongs to show you. Well, she is hot. Maybe I'll just hold them up on the side here. Can these, oh, okay, here you go. So you can get a little bit more of a look what that's gonna be. Woo. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the camera. Like, where you have to go. That's the brackets. Yeah. So once those cool down, I'll get my shelf mounted back there. Hopefully I can get it up by tomorrow. But anyways, that's the show today. 3 brackets made. They look pretty good. I hope I entertained you or at least taught you something. I don't know if I did or not, but thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for making a tool. What tool we're gonna make? Probably a pair of tongs. That seems to be where I go. So yeah, we'll probably make a pair of tongs tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys.